Hello children, welcome to the video lecture of Standard 10th Social Science. This is the second video lecture of chapter number 3, the cultural heritage of India, sculpture and architecture. In the previous video lecture, we had seen about what was sculpture, we had seen what is architecture, we also saw what were the ancient town planning. In that we had mainly seen the town planning of Lothal. We had seen how there was citadel, upper town, which was mainly for the officers and the people who worked for the king, and then there was a lower town. So we had seen about Mohenjo-daro, which was discovered in 1922, and we had seen how there were roads and drainage system into it. Now we are going to see about the second very important civilization of that time, very important buildings and city of that time, that is known as Harappa. It is known as the Harappa. Okay, let us see. Harappa in 1921, so it was discovered in 1921 under the leadership of Sir John Marshall and Colonel Meek. So it was again discovered by Sir John Marshall and Colonel Meek. Dayaram Sahani discovered very ancient remains of Indian civilization. We have already seen that Dayaram Sahani discovered this ancient civilization from Montgomery in Punjab. Now Punjab, you might be knowing that Punjab is in India, but at the time when the partition was not done, Punjab was also part of Pakistan. So in the Punjab of Pakistan, this particular place was discovered near Harappa. The remains of Indus Valley civilization were found from Rapar in Himalayan region. See, Alamgiripur at Meerut in Uttar Pradesh, Kalibanga in Rajasthan, Lothal in Gujarat, Deshalpur in Kutch in near Dholavira, Rangpur near Limdi in Saurashtra, Srinathgarh and Rosary near Gondal, and Kunsa near Morbi in Somnath. So these were some of the places. Which were having the same kind of town planning like the Harappan town planning system. Okay, they had the same kind of planning into them. The regions of Sapta Sindhu river is a region of our culture. Okay, Sapta Sindhu is 7 holy rivers. A culture which developed here is known as the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so the civilization which developed here is known as the Indus Valley civilization. Its remains were found first of all from Harappa. That is why it is named. No? So this is very important. Okay, this is very important. Why it was named Harappa? Because the remains were first found from Harappa. See, the remains were first found from Harappa. That is why it is known as Harappan civilization. Copper and stone weapons and many other things were found from their region. This is why it is also known as a copper stone age. See, it was the time which is known as the copper stone age. Town planning of Harappan civilization was very systematic. See, town planning was very systematic, right? In granaries, okay, I have already told you what is granary. Granaries are places for keeping grains, and forts were remarkable. People of that age were fond of wearing ornaments. They were very fond of wearing the ornaments, and there were a lot of ornaments that are discovered from these places, and such remains have been found. So such kind of remains have been found at these places, which proves that these people were very aware about the heritage of these places. Okay, so you can say about it. Next is Dholavira. Now we are going to see about Dholavira. Okay, a huge and systematic ancient town contemporary to Dholavira. Contemporary means of same time of same time was found at Harappa civilization have been found just 2 kilometers away from Dholavira village in Khadirwet in the vast desert of Bharuch Taluka. It is in Bharuch Taluka, which is about 140 kilometers away from Bhuj. Archaeological Department of Gujarat surveyed this heap of ruins. After this, officers of Archaeological Survey of India have undertaken this research in 1990s. See, in 1990s, the Archaeological Survey of India is the organization which takes care of such kind of ancient remains and does the work of discovering it and maintaining it. See, special task of excavating was carried out under the guidance of Rajendra Singh Bist. Rajendra Singh Bist was the officer who was the main person related to it. Remains of Dholavira palaces and main walls of towns were painted with white wall. See, the white wall was used here. Now, why white color was used? So that it is cooler in the hot atmosphere, as it is near Kutch, okay, Kutch Bhuj. So the atmosphere, the weather is hot. So white color absorbs less heat, and that's why they were painted white. Such fortified walls encircling means surrounding town suggests strong security. It was a measurement for security. This wall is made up of clay, stone, and right, clay. This is made up of stone, clay, and let's see. Bricks, potable water was available here as well as a proper system. See, okay, potable water. Potable means drinking water. Drinking water was also available here. Okay, the next or the fourth town is the Lothal town. Fourth town is Lothal. Okay, Lothal is situated in Dholka Taluka of Ahmedabad. So it is situated in Dholka Taluka of Ahmedabad. Dholka is a place between two rivers, Bhagao and Sabarmati. Okay, it is 18 kilometers from the Bay of Khambat. Okay, it is 18 kilometers from Bay of Khambat, from where 3 layers of human habitat were being found. Okay, 3 human habitat means human beings of different times were found from this particular place. So you can say that Bay of Khambat is a very historical and important place for Archaeological Survey of India and for the human beings. A huge dockyard. Dockyard is a place where the ship are docked, were kept, was constructed to facilitate ship in the time of high tides at the at the lower eastern part of town. And this is a unique feature of Lothal. See, there was a system when there was high tides, water used to come in and water could be filled in. Such dockyard storage ships etc. shows the proof of export and import. It suggests that there was the system of export and import at that time. This suggests that Lothal might be a rich and prosperous port of India in the ancient times. Okay, so that was a very prosperous port. This is a matter of great pride for the not only for Gujarat but also for the history of India. It is considered very important and very pride for the matter of India. Now here the map is given. Here the map is given. Let us see this map. Let us see this map in by zooming it. Okay, now let us understand this map. Now let us see what is given into this particular map. Now you can see here, this is the Great Bath. This is the, let me change the color, the Great Bath. Okay, here you can see the granary. This is the granary. So here ship, you can see the ship, the things from the ship are directly loaded into granaries. These are the buildings. Possibly they are administrative buildings or something related to it. Here this is the town. You can see the town there. Okay. Now this is the river. You can see the flow of the river. This is the natural flow. It is diverted here so that the water can be filled. Now there was a facility so that this part can be closed. Once it is closed, the flow of the water will be stopped. Okay, at the same time, see here also you can see a barricade, a stoppage, so the water can stay. Okay, and here it was stopped so that the water will be filled and the ship can come in. Once the ship are out, okay, once the ship are out, the flow, this part will be closed again. Here this will be closed and this will be open, so water will be just flowing out of this particular place. So this was a very super system that was made at that time by the ancient people of our country, and that was a great achievement done by the people of Harappa at that time. It is not easy for the people of present generation also to do this again. Now we are going to study about the Mauryan art. We are going to study about the Mauryan art. In Mauryan art, stupa is very important. Okay, change the color. Stupa. And what is stupa? Then oval shaped construction under which remains of Lord Buddha's bodies are kept. Now you can say stupas are basically Buddhist temples. They are Buddhist temples. Okay, so they are usually oval shaped. See, the shape of the stupa is oval, and under that there is a box in which the remains of Lord Buddha's body. Okay, it can be the teeth, the hair, nail, anything can be kept into it. Okay, there are 5 main stupas of King Ashoka's time. See, of Ashoka's time there are 5 main stupas which are very famous. First, stupa of Sanchi, stupa of Sarnath, stupa of Birt, stupa of Nandangarh, stupa of Devi Moria in Gujarat. These are some of the famous stupas of the King Ashoka's time. Besides this, Chaityas are basically places for worship for the Buddhist monks. Chaityas are places for the worship of Buddhist monks. We had already seen in when we are studying the Ajanta Ellora caves. That time I had explained you what are Chaityas and what are Vihars. Vihars are the guest places or the rooms for staying. Mutt is the again worship or monasteries were constructed. The period of King Ashoka was golden period. Say, the period of King Ashoka was considered the golden period for the prosperity of Buddhist religion. Okay, we know about the story how King Ashoka fought the battle, and after that his heart was changed looking at the enormous loss of lot of people's lives, and then he started spreading of the Buddhism, which is mainly based on non-violence and the truth. Buddhist religion has gifted caves, see, vihars, chaityas, stupas to the field of architecture. So this all are the gift of uh, Buddhist culture to us. And okay, the next is stupa of Sanchi. Stupa of Sanchi. Okay, the stupa Sanchi was built during Mauryan period. So it was built during Mauryan period. It is situated in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, the original stupa of Sanchi was made of bricks. It was half the size compared to the present. See, the original was half the size. This is, you can say, a renovated form of it. This Buddhist stupa is previous precious specimen of art and architecture. It is considered one of the best specimens of art and architecture of its time. Now let us understand the linear sketch of stupa. How does the stupa look like? Okay, then it is Hermika. Okay, the first is Hermika. The railing around the top of oval shaped stupa is called Hermika. Okay, now there is a stupa. You might have seen this. Okay, usually the stupa is something like that. Okay, so there is a railing around it, and that railing around the stupa is known as Hermika. Second is Mahdi. Mahdi is elevated circular path around stupa is known as Mahdi. This is used for pradakshina. Okay, now just near this, okay, there is a path where people can walk around the stupa. They can walk around the stupa, and that is known as Mehdi. Okay. Third is Pradakshina path. A slight elevated circular path around a temple or place of worship is called Pradakshina. We know about it. Pradakshina is done in such a way that the place of worship is always on the right side. Okay? The Pradakshina is done in such a way that the worship place is always on the right side of it. Okay, we walk in this manner, right? Then there is Toran. Now, what is Toran? Toran, you might have already seen it. Torans are a kind of entrance to the stupas. Okay, Torans means a gateway that is built on the two high pillars and artistic horizontal beams. Okay, and there is the artistic lines on it. You might see the Toran here. Here, this is Toran. You can see this is Toran. Okay, right. Let me erase this. Okay, so this is Toran, right? Then this is Stupa. This is the Mahdi. Okay, here just below Mahdi is the Harmika or the Pradakshina path from where the people move in this particular direction, so that it is here, right? So in this particular lecture we saw about the stupa and also about the various other stupas and art forms in the town planning of Lothal, Harappa, right? Lothal, Harappa, Dholavira, and so on. So we'll continue our lectures. We are going to keep till here in this particular lecture.